Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Duskers. If you remember from last time, we decided that what we wanted to do in order to begin our exploration into this crazy galaxy was to begin to make the very best team of drones that we could. So, beginning with our dream team from ship 1 here, we're going to, sure. And this whole deal, we already know what we're supposed to do. We're meant to go around and look for scrap, new drones, etc., etc., etc. We are here on our ship, which is the Justice Rider, a Muteki Class B ship. Our drones, we got tow and interface generator, and stealth and gather. Now that is interesting, and I'm glad that we actually have that, because this is going to let me show off one extra thing here. And actually, very glad that we have stealth, because that will make showing off some of the showing off some of the enemies a little bit easier without having to reset, basically. Okay. We will be collecting logs like this as we go through the game, and I will show them off in the thread, and then I'll also pause here. And if I'm still going too fast for you, you can of course pause and wait for whatever. Wait for them to finish. I tried to talk and do things at the same time. A bad idea. If I post stuff, then just pause the thread or pause the video if it's not going fast enough. So we're going to kind of breeze through this first ship. We remember from last time that there wasn't really anything of too much consequence on there. We get teleport and another stealth module. This is a heck of a ship, ladies and gentlemen. This is a heck of a run, and I am very happy with the way that things are going. So, we got plenty of scrap in here. One other thing that I wanted to do was to put another one in. Now, I tried to do go to be a command last time, and I wasn't able to do it correctly. And let me show you the proper terminology for if you're going to do a command like this. So go. We want go to be navigate, because go is much shorter than navigate, and that's part of the point of these things, so you can do things quickly. And we are going to use an enclosed thing like this, where it says like $sign. Actually, I think it's $X, $R. I think is how you're meant to do that. The parentheses means this is an optional parameter, and so you can either have it in there or not. And the R is for a room. If this doesn't work, actually, let me validate real quick. See if it'll let me do that. Yeah, file looks okay. Hopefully that will work. So let's save. And then let's see if I can, for instance, go 3 R5. And look at that. It absolutely does let me do that. So go 1 R4. Once again, that terminology is, I had to put in the $sign to mean I will now input a parameter. So $sign means wait and see what I tell you to do. So I still have to say, like, go, 3 to this different room or something. That's what I really want to do, is go 3 R3 to get it in the same room as the derelict drone. And I know how to get out of here, thank you. And I will get it here, pull up D3. Now, the reason that I made the first parameter optional, where I specify the drone, is if I've already got a drone specified, like I'm in drone view here, I can just say go R5, and it will assume it knows which one I mean, because I already have one drone selected. And if I'm in the view up here, I obviously need to specify which drone it is. It works much the same way. If I'm in drone view and I click swap and I'm here, I can get stealth right away. If I am in map mode and I type in swap, I guess it automatically assumes for me. Sometimes it goes, oh, who do you want to swap, or something like that. Well, that was a bad demo, but whatever. Let's get out of here. We got everything we needed from this ship. We have I'm going to sell the stealth module, I guess. It's busted, and so it would take a lot of scrap to repair the thing, and so I don't know if I want to go through the trouble of doing that. But look at that. We didn't get any fuel this time, which is a bummer, but we almost never do. We got some scrap, and we got what else did we get? We got stealth, gather. Oh, teleport. That's really fun. And look at that. You can teleport items if you upgrade the thing too. There's just a lot to do. So we are going to convert into scrap. And then as far as our drones go, I don't know if there's any upgrades. I'm going to want to increase speed on my main drone here. And so we got like 4 scrap last time, and then we got a couple extra from selling that that module that was busted, so this is basically going to pay for itself. Let's just do this one, because this is going to be our scout drone, and then we'll look at getting some health for him later. But, okay, so we got a salvage class C, a barge class B, and a government class C. Now, we can probably handle all 4 of these in this first galaxy here, but let's go look at B. Now we have 1 infestation type in here, so we're going to start seeing some enemies again. Okay, we've got stealth, gather, and teleport. I actually might like that. That actually sounds good to me. Because he will be an excellent scout. He can go forward, he's fast, and he has stealth capabilities. So everybody else is looking good. Let's roll with that. Let's absolutely roll with it. So here we go to this Class B. Ships are arranged by class. They have different numbers. And generally, the earlier in the alphabet the number, the larger the ship. So Class A's are like the largest, and so on. It goes to D, I think. I don't think there's any Class E's. Now, that's a bit of a worrying noise, isn't it? Now, you may notice that, actually, get info here. Info found in R2. What's the ship info command? Sorry. Not flag, not pickup. I'll talk about flag in a second. That's something else that I want to do. Destruct is a self-destruct for your drones. That's fun. We may end up doing that at some point. Status, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is a stable old ship. Alright, well, I don't know what the deal is. Notice we're significantly faster than we used to be. There appears to be another generator in this room, so that's good. Now, when we're going to have our stealth capability, we are always going to want to make sure and close the doors that would lead back to our original guys. So, let's turn on our stealth, and basically, as you might guess, when the stealth field is active, the bad guys, like this one right here, can't see us. So let's, oh, can't quite close the door. Enemies absolutely do block doors. You may notice that our stealth field is kind of counting down. Let's get our bad selves around him. I don't know if this happens later or right now, but those guys can actually detect us, which is super bad. Okay, let's flag R3, and that just changes the color of the room. You can flag for any reason. It doesn't have to be because an enemy's in there. It frequently is because of that reason, but now we know where the enemy is. All the doors seem to be closed to that room, which is good news. And let's see if we can get any fuel. Good, we got 1 propulsion fuel, so we can go a bit farther. No extra jump fuel. Jump fuel is, of course, a bit more valuable, usually. And let's just see if anything's up here in D11. Ah, indeed. Ooh, a ship upgrade and a ship upgrade and a defensive turret. Okay, so more to talk about here. First, though, because I'm going to be using stealth, let's say Boo is our new stealth command, and, yeah, let's save. And I say that because stealth is harder to type than Boo. I want commands to be very quick. So, if you look in the top right, up here, you see that stealth has a percentage by it. It counts down, and then it recharges when you aren't using it for a while. Which is, of course, what you're aiming for. Okay. Now, then, I'll tell you what I really want to do. What I really want to do, says Bacter, is... ooh, no, don't be randomly opening doors. We don't like that. No, D9's fine. Actually... Let me deactivate that stealth field. Let's talk about this ship upgrade in here real quick. These are super nice to find. So, This is ship defense. And no, never mind. Oh, remote power. Ooh, that's a real good one. Okay. So D9 is our pathway back to the main ship, and so let's move drone 1 into R5 there, because it is whatever, it's out of the way. You hear that noise in the background? I think that might be an indication that we are dealing with the particular enemy type that we saw. Maybe not. Maybe it means something else, but I do know that there's a lot of background noises that matter. So, if you find a drone that's yellow-colored, or a ship upgrade, which is towable, because some are not, you just go up to them with a drone that can tow, activate your tow function, and then you carry it right back to the ship. All that you have to do is take it to your loading dock, untow it, and out you go. Okay, so now what I want to do is close D9 to make sure we're safe there, and I want to stealth up drone 1 and open this door again. And enemies will tend to enter into here we go, open doors. If they find a new way to go, then they, after a length of time, will tend to go that way. Now that's more true of the earlier enemies. Some of the later ones have trickier behavior. Okay. Actually, not ideal. Yes, okay. Whoop. That almost was a disaster, as you can well imagine, because if he had managed to get through that door, he would have been in here and taken out drone number 2. So I was really a fool. What I should have done was closed door D11, gone through D10 with stealth guy through D15 and then D8. Basically, you never want to give enemies an opportunity to fly through a door and get into the main room where your more valuable drones are. In fact, I don't know that he managed to keep himself safely locked away in R4 there. I'm being a little overcautious on this early level, and I'm actually sort of laboring the point a little bit with these things, like just to show you what a very careful run looks like. Okay, so everything looks to be in order. You can go much faster than this, and in fact, in some levels, because of the enemy types or because of the age of the ship, you really are going to want to. So, I can access the terminal using interface, or I can say that beep equals interface. Again, the shorter the words are. Oh, did I already do that? Oh, I already did that. Yeah, never mind. The shorter the words are that you have to type, the better that you're doing. Okay, so beep. Get up to this interface here. Let's scan the nearby rooms. You see we found ourselves some nice scrap, so we can start getting that. And now, let me activate the defenses. There we go. Defense in room, and it even tells you what room it was. That means it located somebody and it blew them away. If the defenses are active and your drones are in a room, they absolutely will get instantly obliterated. Likewise, any enemies pretty much get instantly obliterated. I don't think there are any enemies that attack the defenses, so make sure they're unpowered when you enter. And then it dropped some tasty scrap for me, which was jolly good of it, as they say. Okay, so let's open up D8, go 3R1, because it doesn't need to be down here, and go to R3. Oh, and let's unflag room R3. I kind of did that for purposes earlier, and let's, oh, I haven't turned that on yet. Another common one that I do is POW equals generator. So turn on this power over here, and oh, there's quite a bit of space still. Well, let's make sure that that room is safe in that way. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? You know what? We're just going to close a... Actually, no. Sorry, everybody. Let's just do this real quick. So go to R2. Yeah, that'll be fine. A1, go 1R2. I want to get that scrap too, but then we will activate the generators here. We will close this door and this door, and then we'll open up D15. This is just all for the purposes of making me as safe as I possibly can be. Again, for this early ship, I'm kind of, you know, belaboring the point a little bit. So let's power up. 15, D8. You can see that you can see the areas that you have not yet been to by means of whether they are dotted or full lines. So I think probably in addition, what I'll do... Ooh, we have a towable drone. Man, I love this ship. Okay, nobody else mean in here, so let's dock our bad self on this next entry point right here. So there we go. Now let's do something else, which is chained commands. So let's say save. First thing we want to do is tow 3, because that our third drone has the tow on him there. And then we want to navigate 3 R1. There we go. So with those chain commands, we automatically tow and return. Now, unfortunately, I don't think you wait for the previous command always to be completed before you return, so I don't think it works to be like tow, navigate 3R1, tow, because I think as soon as you start to navigate, then he'll untow, if that makes any sense. Incidentally, what does this... oh, just a gather drone. That's fine. We're probably not going to scrap this drone, even though we could. I imagine we'll just save it for parts or whatever. So... let's... whoa, hey. So... bad guy in R8. And you saw this enemy before. This is a familiar enemy type to you. Okay. This is just the guy that fires at you. So let's try something a bit fancy here. Let's open up D5. Queue up D4 for as soon as we see somebody. Thought I maybe saw him. Oop. Is there anything even in here? I don't think so. You really see the joys of being invisible, incidentally. D6 in here. No, you can't come with me. Okay, that's everything. Yeah. So there's one enemy left on the ship, and I could, if I was really scrap hungry, I could, like, corral him all the way back up to R4 and kill him. I know what to do, thank you. But I am not quite that hungry, so... as soon as we dock down here... no, I want to end, not exit. Very important. Thank goodness it didn't just leave, because this was such a good level. That would be a bummer to just leave my 2 behind. If it's an impossible situation and you can't escape with your drones, you can always do that. You just exit and leave them behind, which is, of course, very sad. Okay, we got another P fuel, and we got ourselves a new drone, so that is excellent. I think we're going to save him as a backup for now. You also see that we got remote power here. That is super nice. We are going to slot that right the heck in the Justice Rider, and I'll show you guys about that when it happens. Under modifications, we can look and see some of these upgrades, and notice that stealth here now has a failure probability of 1.85%. That'll go up every time we do a mission. I don't like this one, lasts for shorter but recharges very quick. I prefer to wait for a second for it to recharge and have a longer last. Gather, there's no updates. Teleport, I do kind of want to use... We're going to want to repair this because the failure probability is a bit more. I will try out Teleporter next time. I forgot to do that last time, unfortunately. And we can see that this gather is, yes, a little worse than this one. So I am going to just convert that into scrap, get us some extra scrap, so that we can have better everything. We can have better drones, we can have more good stuff. We'll fix up Ron here as soon as we can. Actually, we can do a full repair by 70. I will wait until we get a module that I'm going to put, like a specialized purpose for old Ron. So I'm going to probably try to finish out this system in this first one here, because I think I have enough fuel to get around to everything. So, seeing as everybody looks right and ready. And again, as I said before, we are going to be moving a bit more quickly through these levels now that I've familiarized you with all this. Okay. Please begin to get me the scrap. You move up here. I went to the largest of the two ships in the region last time, so this one actually will go a bit quicker. It's a bit smaller of a ship, although you still see it still has a secondary power outlet. Okay, who do we got up here? Actually, ooh, okay, that's... Oh, we have another drone. Man, this is good luck. Okay, down you go, into there. D8, that's fine. Oh, no, not D7, D8. Ah, D8. Are we good? Did he come back? No, he's still stuck down there. Okay. So, let's try remote R5. And look at that! We don't even have to have our generator in there. We basically can just beam power straight into a room from a ship, which I'm sure I don't need to tell you is incredible. So, let's go 3R4. And what does Holly have on her? Lure. Ooh, that's a good one. Now, that's only for organic threats, which we haven't actually seen one of yet, so we're going to have to save that one for later. However, that may give Drone 4 a reason to exist. That may end up being our combat drone. So, good to know as far as that goes. Here's where the fuel is. I've said before, I really like the background and the ambient sounds here. You can't do anything with excess P fuel unless you happen to find yourself... Oop. Still not quite familiar with the spacing of these keys in this new keyboard here. You can't do anything with excess fuel unless you find yourself... There are some automated stores that you can find in the game. And, indeed, that was the last room, so... Let's just open D4 and get everybody out of here. Yep, unpower. You don't need to unpower remotely, it doesn't actually matter. And away we go. Again, this is the first galaxy, so there's nothing, too crazy here. However, we did get some scrap from that, and some new stuff to do. I don't actually think that we need 2 guys in reserve, so while I may regret this, I'm probably going to scrap Ron, because Ron is the runtier of the 2 drones. I am absolutely going to take suggestions for names, incidentally. So, there we go. And now let's fix up Holly here. We'll do a full repair. And as far as upgrades go, she doesn't need that. So yeah, let's just do that. We still have 16 scrap. And Holly then is going to be held in reserve because we don't need her for now, and she'll have lure on her. Perfect. If we get any more combat upgrades, they'll all go right onto her. And she might get stealth in the future if we get a better one. Now you see we're totally out of propulsion fuel now. We still have 2 jump fuel, and that's fine because we don't need any propulsion fuel for just being around here. No communications, which is a bit irksome. Ah, we see exactly right where the scrap and the fuel is, which is very nice. You really do start to feel like a good drone operator after a while. It's one of the things I like about this game. Again, it's it might be a bit of a slow build, but ooh, very nice. let's just switch right over to Cliff and have him nerd out for a minute here. And there's a defensive thing on here, too, which is nice. Okay. Ooh, wow. Stuff all over creation. Let's just see if, yep. There was a bad guy on R5. I don't think there's ever a penalty for, like, accidentally turning it on too early or something, so... Boy, we're getting scrap in here. I probably should have seen if I could have seen what kind of enemy that was before I got all gung-ho, but no, it's just still your basic angry drone. Okay. I was a little cavalier there for a second because for just a terrible second, I forgot if I had turned off the ship defenses or not, and boy, would I have hated it. Although I did have backup drones, so who even cares at this point? We're in a great early spot. Okay, we got a gather, which is good for a bit of additional scrap. Not really for much else, though. You can see they have an unpowered open door here, and incidentally, the first room, as I think I've said, they're pretty good about not having there be... oh, we're getting some interference for the first time there. Sometimes in the later missions, we'll get real bad interference, then you can always hit degauss, and it fixes your monitor for you. I said in the... They're very good in the intro missions, or in the intro level, about not having there be enemies, but if there are unpowered open rooms in later bits of the mission, in the ship, yeah, there absolutely can be enemies in there. So what I've done there is, I turned on the defenses and just opened the door to that room, reasoning, as I did, that eventually any enemies would walk through. And boy, if that isn't exactly what happened. You can see, it tried to enter this new room and just got blamed for it. Okay, here's all the scrap here. That's the ship. Not bad. As I said, we're going much faster. And in future updates, if there's more... Ooh, we got a bit of jump fuel. That's always handy. That orange-colored scrap like that is scrap that you found through a scan of some kind. Whether that was through an upgrade that's on your drone, an upgrade that's on your ship, using a terminal, something like that. It just means you normally wouldn't have found that stuff. So, well done. Let's send that one over there. You can command multiple drones, like what I'm doing there. Oh yeah, okay. You swap for that gather, which we're just gonna sell. There we have it. We're gonna do our first jump, and then if it looks like an exciting ship on the other side, then I might show that one off, and otherwise we'll call that an update. Again, nothing challenging, but different things happen later, let me just tell you. Very good. We got gather, so let's just quickly sell that one. Because, yeah, it's normally stuff you find in destroyed drones won't be as good as what you'll have yourself, so that's fine. 30 stealth, we're feeling pretty fine and fancy. Still only a 7% chance of failure. Now on stealth, that is kind of a bummer, but I don't want to waste 9 scrap just yet. And everything else is looking okay. Yeah, we don't have any upgrade slots to repair, and or schematic views or anything like that. So, alright, we've explored everything. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the galaxy. We can get up here to the Gibraltar system, which appears like it has a... yeah, it has an outpost on it that we need to get a transporter to get to. It has an auto trade center. Government, private, ooh, a big Class A ship. Uteki ship, and a Stargate on it. We might go here. That sounds really promising, because I'd like to show off Stargates. There's this system here, which, ooh, we start on a Uteki A. Yeah, all of these look good. I do kind of want to get to some of these trading posts. The names for these things are great. Quarantine ships, you need a special ship upgrade, quarantine bypass, to get to, so those can be a bit hard to reach. We got here? Salvage, military, trading posts. Okay. And salvage A. Wow, a bunch of big ships over here. Really good options all around. This is a good pull. I'm gonna say, where do we start here? What do we got? Trading post, barge, and a Muteki A ship. That's kind of fun. Let's give this a shot, actually. Let's go to Sol, the system here, and then because we have 3 jump fuels, so hopefully it'll take 2 to get here and then still 1 to get there. If it doesn't, then hopefully we'll find 1 jump fuel in this system. So let's rock, ladies and gentlemen. Let's absolutely. Yeah, I am aware. Let's go. And it's a 2 jump, but there are other places we can go to, so that'll be fine. And if we find another jump fuel, then we'll head back and catch that Stargate. Okay. We're here on the no doubt that we can't quite get to right away. Let's see if we can, like, kind of head our way. I want to hit that Muteki A, and I kind of want to do it this update, because I might die on a Muteki Class A ship. Those things are real nasty. But first, let's just work our way over there. So let's hit this trading post first. Fine. And trading posts are just kind of like what you'd expect. You can go on there and find different things. We have Sonic, which repels organic. Yeah, Trap is something that we can use to destroy enemies, so we might get that one and give it to... we might get that one and give it to our combat guy. And that's only 3 scrap, and we have 30 scrap, so that's real good. Okay, we can buy a quarantine bypass. Those are actually kind of rare, so we are getting the heck out of that real early. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, that's nice. Ship Surveyor is fun, too, but I kind of don't want to spend the stuff on that. We can buy... They have 1 propulsion fuel. That's good. We can't come back here to get this jump fuel, which I'm kind of bummed out about, because we are kind of taking a risk by not getting it. But I don't know if I want that trap. Well, I have plenty of scrap. Why don't we just get both? We're going to kind of like clean ourselves out at this first one, but, you know, why not, for heaven's sake? Boom! We have just enough scrap to get everything. Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead and you know, put that one thing on our drone. And I could go to this barge C and hope that I get enough propulsion fuel to get me over there. Actually, do I even have enough propulsion fuel? It looks like I do. Yeah, I do. I totally do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit a Class A ship. It's got question mark infestation types. Lovely. 30 scrap capacity. It's a bit old, but still stable, and we can get to other ships after we get here. So we are, you better believe, taking every drone we have, because a Class A ship is frequently no joke. So this one has lure, and we are also going to give it... sorry. Trap. Oh, is trap broken or something? No, it's fine. It's good. Okay. Gulp? Let's see how she goes. Class A ships, incidentally, are also the best way to get communications, as you can see here. And here we have our very first mission. So we've, you know, we're trying to figure out what the heck happened. And our very first goal that we have is to check out other Muteki vessels. Okay, let's see what we got. Question mark infestation types are, of course, the worst. Ooh, there's a terminal right away. This ship's okay by me. Okay, let's see if we can all get out of each other's way. And terminals all over this stinking place. Okay, that's all looking very fine and fancy. So, you know what? Here's Holly, our new one. I might actually swap Holly and give Holly our stealth. Because this is just going to be our combat drone. Even though the other one, even though Noah has the speed boost, I think we're going to go with this. Okay. And in fact, you know what? What's 3R3? I'm going to send Cliff in here. We're going to power up this interface, because we need to do that first. There are defensive turrets somewhere in one of these powered rooms. I don't know if I want to risk blowing up something before I can show it off to you guys, but yeah, that's a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? Actually, it isn't, is it? I am not going to do that. However, I will absolutely blow the crap out of anything. Look at that D29. There's so many doors in here. Here we go. Holly now has stealth. And everybody else is protected. Okay, there's that defensive turret in here. Let's turn off stealth just so that she can, you know, regain as much of that whenever she gets an opportunity to. Okay. Oh, here's a thing. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, we have here, this is an organic enemy. This guy is a real jerk. And, will leap at you, actually. That's kind of his thing. He makes this terrifying screech. If you don't see him coming, does just a tremendous amount of damage, leaps at you out of anywhere. And because he's already in the defense room, boom, down he goes. Okay. This is deactivated, yep. You can see he doesn't drop any scrap, which you'd expect. Yeah, he's just an alien bugaboo. If I have a... I might, like, replace one of my drones with, like, a bad drone that I don't care about, just so I can show off that attack at some point. But it really is cool. I mean, it really, really spooks you. Okay, we got some remote power there, so let's power that. Oh boy, wow, are just Class A ships huge. Okay, so we've got something to gather there. Yeah. I'm just going to keep that for where it is, and just to, like, space people out a little bit, I'm going to get drone 1 in there. So, okay, on we go. What else we got? What else we got? Show me something in this awful world. Okay, we got a bunch of open doors in here that I'm not super happy with. Okay. How am I doing? 42% stealth, not great. So let's just... There we go. If you run out of stealth, incidentally, not really much happens. You just, like, you lose your stealth capabilities for a while. And that could be certainly worse. So... I don't know what I want to do. We're going to be going around and gathering all this. Let's do it as we go a little bit. Go 1, R7. So I talked a little bit, there are different classes of ships, and Muteki ships, Muteki is just a massive mega conglomerate, basically. So, there we go. D7, D25. We're closing doors as much as we can, again, because, you know, we want to limit the options of the enemies. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do just a bit more exploring here with our attack drone. I'm really glad that we got stealth, especially for, like, Let's Play purposes, because, oh, that is a grating. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, but, that can be real bad in the future. Okay. What do we got? Anybody? We got a ship upgrade in there. I don't know if it's actually towable, though. We got 2 ship upgrades. We got 3 mercy. Okay, so let's turn off our stealth. What do we got? One of them is empty, and one of them is reroute power, and it is absolutely towable. And then quarantine bypass we cannot tow because it's firmly installed. But I don't care, because we already have a quarantine bypass on our ship, so that's great. Yes, yes indeed. This is turning out to be an excellent Class A ship. Again, in as we go along through the galaxy and, things get harder, the difficulty increases for whatever reason, things will not be quite so nice. So, just in my desire to keep up with things, let's get you out of here. That's fine. We'll dock you back in here, and we'll dock at A2. D27 is fine to open. You go down here. A2. And then we will get that ship upgrade. Reroute power, I think, is nice. There we go. As soon as they're out of here with that upgrade, we're going to shut the door and explore up into that cool room with all the scrap in it. Anybody home? Anybody around? I'm sure it's just because we're so early, but it's so surreal seeing a Class A ship with, like, just the number of people we've seen in them so far, which is not that many. Okay. Stop towing. Go 1R2, go 3R2. We're going to get him plugged back up to the interface is what we're going to do up here. Get all this scrap, too, to start to repair some of what we got. They're not always the best at pathfinding, so if it's like a messy room like this, you can sometimes need to take it over yourself. See, look at poor Noah there. I suppose anybody... Yeah, it's just them. Okay. Okay, then... You go back to there. Back to the room adjoining the drop pod there. There's an ambiguous amount more to survey in here. I may need to take my remote power off of R9 down there. So D26. Okay. And D27. Gotta close everything up. That's good. Hearing some background noises which make me nervous. If I find another organic enemy, I might try to take it out with, like, the lure and stuff like that. Okay. Nothing in here, then. Okay. Hey, you hear that? I swear I hear something in the background. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go down a bit. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so about these grates, there are some enemies later. I don't think the organic enemies we've found here count as one of them, but there are certainly some enemies who are able to move through those grates. And so if you're ever in a room with a grate, even if all the doors are closed, you are not safe. And that gets to be very frustrating later on in the game as well. Though we haven't seen it yet, even the enemies that we found so far, particularly the organic ones, as they are sometimes quite ornery, can decide that they want to attack the doors. Okay. There we go. Oh, and that actually depowered. That's a bit of a bummer. It actually depowered that terminal, didn't it? So... I don't think they do that this early, pulling off one of those type of enemies, but if they do, I will pay for my hubris, and that'll just be that. Because you can see that this depowered the terminal that Drone 3 was on up there. Let's close all those doors we can. Get him on that terminal. Okay. Still nothing else that I could see. Just a bit more exploration to do, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Oh, and a friendly little drone in here. Very nice to find. This will be the fuel pump in here, and another terminal. Very nice. Give my stealth a chance to recharge a bit. There is one room left. And then, my goodness, this will be... If there was only one... Oh, this is an older ship, so now that dock doesn't work anymore. That can happen at any time for any reason, or for no reason at all. So, I'm actually a little glad. I was hoping to not have you guys go away with the impression that this game is just blindingly easy. What door was open here? D17... 20... Hello? Oh, yeah, there's one of them buggers in here, isn't there? So there were, in fact... Yipes, he bumped me. Please don't detect me with your scanners that you ambiguously have. Okay, was that the only guy? That was the only guy. And... we can open up D5 now, can't we? Pull that old trick where we just pop open the defenses, play a bit of the old waiting game, wait for him to come over there, and, yep, there we go. In room R5, turn off the defenses. That's the whole ship. So, let's us just, I think that's absolutely everybody in here, isn't it? This is a Class A ship, and so I might... yeah, I might want to commandeer this ship and have a Class A as opposed to a Class B. Except I don't know if you keep the upgrades, and I'm so... Well, there's quarantine bypass on this ship too, isn't there? You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's commandeer this ship. This is like the last thing I haven't shown off. If you find a ship where all the enemies are dead, there's nothing exposed to the cold vacuum of space, nothing is hilariously broken, then you get to... you get to keep it. I think I was everywhere. If I was wrong, again, I'll pay for my hubris. Oh, room R2. Yeah, that was scanned up there. Those grid lines just mean you scan it. Yeah. Let's open up all the doors, just because that's the way we're doing things. Let's send... everybody that can do anything useful here into R16. I don't actually know how it goes with getting scrap and fuel and stuff like that, so I'm just going to collect it all. Oh, that's from the guy I just killed. Okay. You go out of there with him. What do we get? No fuel of any kind. Well, that's a bit of a bummer, but that's how it goes. Okay, there's that 3 scrap. And here's our upgrades, so let's untow here. What does this guy have? Interface. Ah, it's fine. He'll be a fine to sell for scrap. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's commandeer the heck out of this ship. I'm going to, let's see, reroute power is kind of busted, which is a bit of a bummer. I see it's got quarantine bypass on it, which is great. Yeah, let's see, max scrap is lower, ship upgrades is higher, P-fuel charge, I get 5 as opposed to 6, but I get 2 more upgrade slots. Yeah, who knows? Let's leave the old Justice Rider, and now the Red Crane, this Class A Muteki ship, is going to be ours. I'm sure it does, that's fine. We got John the guy. Not a bad time, ladies and gentlemen. We will hit Medical C, or probably Medical B, actually, next time, with its 2 infestation types. We have a new ship. Our ships have, 2... well, we can sell a quarantine bypass now. It's kind of a bummer I didn't need to buy that, but you never know. We've got remote power. We've got quarantine bypass. We can reroute power. So that's you can actually change the rooms that get powered by a power inlet. Very nice, although not quite as useful as remote power. We have a heck of a fleet of drones at this point. We have 4 fully upgraded ones. I might hold John in reserve and use him as a whipping boy if we encounter a new enemy. I'll use him to show off what the organic creature's leap is like, because believe you me, it's terrifying. And, more to the point, we have our very first objective. We have a theory that artificial intelligence may have done something, which, given all those rogue drones, seems like a real possibility. And our first course of action is to gather additional communications from you techie vessels. Those objectives will get harder and harder as we go along. Again, I will be posting all of these threads, but thank you for joining me for this unbelievably successful first mission, and I look forward to seeing how it's all going to blow up. Thanks, everybody. Catch you next time.